Right, now this is Tenebrae. Now, I note from this release it's missing out the A, which is present in the film's title and is on the UK release, so I'm not sure which spelling is right, but anyway, this was the first Argento film I bought, very entertaining, stars US TV actor Anthony Franciosa and horror regular John Saxon. Dario Argento's in this again, it's got the Goblins doing the soundtrack again, very entertaining, gory detective thriller, again my favourite Argento of the bunch. Now this version, let's have a look. In way of extras, it's got an audio commentary track from Dario Argento and composer Claudio Simonetti, who was the Goblins frontman, theatrical trailer, and there's a couple of behind-the-scenes segments. There's also an alternate end credit music score, as originally when this film came out in English, the end credits music had been changed to some old Kim Wilde song. If you don't know who Kim Wilde is, Google it. I'm sure you'll remember some of the songs, but anyway. But yeah, this version corrects the music soundtrack to the original Goblin score, and it just includes the Kim Wilde song at the end credits as an extra. I'll also just show you the inlay card artwork here. As it's not a leaflet, it's just this reproduction poster, and that's the disc artwork. But yeah, this is technically uncut. However, I believe there's a couple of scenes that have been shortened due to print damage. I think the axe murder scene's missing about 1 second, and there's a scene where Anthony Franciosa is on the telephone to the killer. I think that scene's a bit shorter in this version. I understand there are uncut versions available in Holland and Japan, but I'm not sure what labels they're on, so you might just want to stick to this version because of the extras. Now here we have the film Phenomena. Now this is without doubt one of Dario Argento's most bizarre movies. It stars a very young Jennifer Connelly, who you probably remember was in the first Hulk movie and has been in films like A Beautiful Mind and Mulholland Falls. She plays a young girl who can communicate with insects, believe it or not. There's also got a mutant baby in here, as well as a knife-wielding chimpanzee. So I think to just call this film bizarre doesn't begin to do it justice. It's also got Donald Pleasance in this with a very dodgy Scottish accent, and it's also got Dario Argento in this again. It's a very good film. Extras on this, let's have a look. Audio commentary track with Dario Argento and the makeups guy Sergio Stivaletti. You get a theatrical trailer, behind the scenes segment, and you get a couple of music videos, one from Goblin frontman Claudio Simonetti. As I say, Goblins did the soundtrack to this again, and you also get a music video from former Rolling Stone Bill Wyman, who contributed a couple of tracks to this. I think fellow composer Simon Boswell also did some of the score of this as well, but anyway, yeah, you also get a interview on here with Dario Argento, and if you look inside, it's a very nice inlay card leaflet which has some poster art from the film. Now, this is the uncut director's version. There is, I believe, a longer version that's been released in Germany and, Japan, although it's in Italian language only, because the extra scenes weren't dubbed into English. So, if you're a completist, you might want to buy more than one version of this, but otherwise I'll just stick with this. Now, this one has been released uncut in the UK. I believe when this was first originally released, it was called Creepers, and was very heavily edited in both here and the US, but as I say, this is the uncut director's version. The current UK release is uncut, although it doesn't have as many extras on as this, so you might want to get the current release from Blue Underground, which has the same version here. Right, now for the last film in this video, this is the movie Opera. Now this one's been released in the UK as Terror at the Opera, and it was originally quite heavily cut, although it is available uncut here now. Now again, this is the uncut Anchor Bay release from 2000-2001, and this was a sort of homage to Phantom of the Opera, and also mixes in elements of The Curse of Macbeth. I mean, the plot's basically about some young opera singer played by Spanish actress Christina Marsillash, I think her name is, and she's basically being targeted by an obsessive stalker who keeps murdering people in front of her. Again, some very nice gory deaths in here. If you're a fan of Argento's other films, you should like this. Probably the best death scene, or the most memorable one, I think, is the scene where Dario Argento, who's in this again, gets shot through the head in the graphic slow-mo in close-up, which is excellent. Now, I think the Goblins had split by the time this film came out, as the frontman Claudio Simonetti did the soundtrack on this, although the main bulk of the music's actually by some dodgy Swedish rock band called Northern Light, and as a result, I'm not sure all the soundtrack quite gels with the film's operatic score, but anyway. This is the limited 2-disc edition that came out. Disc 1, let's have a look, has a making-of documentary, trailer, demonic a music video, and on disc 2 you get basically it's a soundtrack CD by Claudio Simonetti. It also features some of the music by that rock band Northern Light, so be warned on that. But, I'll just show you the disc artwork. I believe that one's actually the cover of the UK disc. You might want to stick to the US release though, because the UK disc is bare bones, or if they have only extras on it, it's not very good. Also comes with this nice leaflet which has a bit about Argento's films. I think I can safely say that this is probably Argento's last great masterpiece. I did feel that all his movies after this, the magic just wasn't there anymore. I mean, I think he did Trauma after this one, and I don't know about you, I know that film's got its fans, but that just seemed like a very poor carbon copy, and I wasn't as impressed with it as I was this. This also marked the end of his collaboration with Dario Argento, believe it or not, as they split up shortly after this. Sort of a bit like the relationship Clint Eastwood had with Sandra Lock, really, thinking about it, but anyway, that's beside the point. But anyway, if you do want this, I should go for the current US DVD from Blue Underground, as the UK disc isn't that good in terms of extras. Anyway, I think that's about it. I know Argento has done other films, which he's produced but not directed, which I do have on DVD, but I think I'll probably include those in a separate video. In the meantime, I'm going to post this up. You tell me what you think. Please be sure to rate and comment, and I'll post another video soon. Also, be sure to visit my website at www.realmofhorror.co.uk, and I'll see you next time. Later.